Hey guys, what's up? This is Bharat. You're watching iGyaan, and today OnePlus has launched their second generation of televisions. It's called the OnePlus U series. We have one right here, so let's quickly check it out. Now, last year, OnePlus launched the Q series of televisions that were received very well, but they were expected to be slightly cheaper than they were launched at. This time around, the U series are supposedly coming in the mid-range, whereas the Q series are supposedly the flagship televisions from OnePlus. The U series will fit in the middle, and possibly we'll see a budget television from OnePlus in the future. But right now, let's focus on the U series. A big difference right out the bat is the design, and of course, the stand now doesn't come in a separate box. It comes in the same box. So you have the standard two-prong style stands that fit on the bottom of the television. This makes the assembly process that much more simpler, and also makes the television more stable compared to the Q series, which had a bit of wobble thanks to its single stand design. This also eliminates the need for a technician to install the television, although it is recommended that you let somebody from OnePlus come and install the TV. Setting up this television is not a big process like it was with the Q series of televisions. And this time around, if you look on the side of the TV, you see that they've only extended the panel all the way to the top, whereas the electronics and anything important sticks in the bottom part of the television. So on the back side, the TV looks really slim until you get to the control panel aspect of it, where at the bottom it's slightly thicker. Now it also has all the input-output ports hidden behind a plastic panel that is easily removable, and then you get access to all your I/O. So on the backside, you have an Ethernet input. You have 3 HDMI ports along with 1 AV input, which is a composite input. And then you also have 2 USB ports, one of which is a USB 3.0, while the other one is a USB 2.0. If we talk about the display itself, it's a 4K television with a 55-inch diagonal panel. It has a resolution of 3840 by 2160 pixels, and it has the DCI-P3 color gamut with about 93% on the color range. OnePlus has not mentioned anything about the refresh rate, so I assume that it stays at 60 Hz, which is a big letdown because we can see now most television manufacturers heading towards 100 Hz or even 120 Hz, as we saw with the Samsung Frame television. So if you've used the OnePlus television in the past, the U series has a familiar UI. You do have the Android side of things and the OnePlus side of things. It runs on Android TV 9.0. You also get some new features which include the new data saver. It is something that a lot of people have been using on Xiaomi televisions, so OnePlus has also included that, wherein which if you connect your TV with your smartphone or using a hotspot feature, you can enable the data saver to inform you how much data you've consumed while consuming content on the television, and it'll give you a warning or a pop-up and then allow you to decide whether or not you want to continue watching on the TV. There is also a new Kidz Mode, which is excellent for people who have kids at home and who like watching television a lot. So it automatically contains the content into the kids-friendly aspect. So you're only getting kids-friendly content on the Kidz Mode, allowing you to save them from viewing something that is typically meant for adults. The Kidz Mode also allows you to manage viewing hours, so you can also have a time limit on how much TV can be watched by the kids. So you can set a timer, say an hour or 2 hours of television, to control how much TV they're watching in a day. OnePlus also continues to use the Oneplus Connect App. It has been improved quite a lot. It is also available on iOS now. So if you have an iPhone and you buy the OnePlus television, you'll be able to communicate with the TV using the Oneplus Connect App. Of course, you can use it to control what's on the television as a wireless remote, but you can also select and view what movies are available in the catalog of the OnePlus side of things, then also play that content directly on the television from the smartphone. You can also cast things from your phone to the television. It also includes Google Chromecast by default. So you get that feature. If you have an Android phone, you can simply cast to Google Chromecast. You can also cast from certain apps on an iPhone to the Chromecast. The new remote is also pretty nice to look at compared to the previous generation of the OnePlus television. You automatically get Amazon and Netflix buttons right on the remote. And then you also have a distinction for Google Home as well as Oxygen Play to get on the OnePlus side of things. If you want to run OnePlus content, you can go to Oxygen Play, and then you have a series of apps that are already synced in. So whether it's Hungama Play, Sony Live, Netflix, and Amazon Prime as well, you can see content from all of these streaming providers directly in the Oxygen Play side of the UI. And then you also have several language options that you can choose from, and you can also choose from movies, TV shows, and all sorts of things directly in the Oxygen Play app. Of course, using the remote is that much simpler because the remote has better ergonomics. I don't like the navigation D-pad on the top of the remote. It is made out of plastic. It's not the best. It scratches quite easily, and I would have preferred to see a jog wheel or some sort of an air mouse on the television UI, which is something that OnePlus could have done, seeing that no other manufacturer has done that so far. But they haven't done that with the new U series televisions either. But the remote in itself is much improved compared to the previous generation of the television. Now let's talk about the display and the quality of the display. Watching content is good. There's a lot of brightness in the television, so it's got a good amount of backlighting, which allows you to view content. Even if you have a bright room, you'll not have any issues viewing content on this. The speakers are now 30-watt speakers. They've designed a new style in which the speakers first fire backwards and then downwards to improve bass. We've seen that it does improve the bass quality of the sound overall, but we'll be testing it in depth and coming back with a full review for the television for you guys if you are interested in that. So this also has something called MEMC, super resolution and noise reduction, along with dynamic contrast and color space mapping. So the MEMC allows you to improve the motion aspect of whatever content you're viewing. So if you're looking at fast-moving images, the MEMC will improve the motion blur and reduce the motion blur actually, and improve the image quality coming out of the television. You also have the option to disable this. So if you're watching movies that have action sequences in which the motion blur reduction may not look so great, you would want to turn this off, and you can also enable this from the control panel easily. So that option is there. It works rather well, and you can see it on certain applications, but because it's a 60 Hz panel, there's only so much that they can reduce with respect to motion. If you already have content playing at 30 Hz, they can only improve it by 2x and not by 4x, something that you would see on a 120 Hz panel. Another interesting aspect is the color space mapping, which improves the overall vividness of the picture. It also works in conjunction with the MEMC to improve the overall image quality, allowing for better color, deeper blacks. You can clearly see a difference when you enable this from the settings panel. So again, something that is pretty useful for consuming online content, may not be that useful if you're watching movies that are designed for this. The panel also supports HDR10 and HDR10+. It also has HLG. So all sorts of Dolby content is also supported. Dolby Vision is directly supported on this. So if you're watching content on Netflix, you will get that Dolby Vision icon on there for content that does support Dolby Vision. So if you're watching movies with Dolby Vision, you'll get that experience on the television. So we are pretty excited about these televisions. We'll leave links and final prices in the description below. We've been testing this out for about a week, and now we're going to take it for a full review. We also tried playing some PlayStation games on it. The 60 Hz panel does hurt the gaming experience a little bit, but you can easily play PlayStation content on this. No issues with that whatsoever. You can enjoy gaming on this. The speakers are much more improved than the previous generation. If you did get the soundbar version in the previous generation, you would see that the speakers were forward firing. So that was great. But if you got the regular non-soundbar version, these speakers are much more improved with respect to that variant. So with respect to the design, the size of the bezel, and the overall form factor of the television, it is an improvement from the Q series television. We'll have a full review out for you guys shortly, so stay tuned for that. If you have any questions or queries regarding the television, do drop them in the comment section below. If you like the video, don't forget to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already a part of Team iGyaan. This has been Bharat. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.